What's up, Good Food Only Club? My name is Jihae, and we're gonna try a different format today. Typically, I like to cook on my stories, but I thought maybe I can put it on IGTV and YouTube so that you can fast forward and rewind as you please. First off, did I already say we're making pad thai? We're making pad thai, and I wanted to introduce you to some ingredients you may or may not be familiar with. And I am going to try and stick to a very authentic recipe as much as I could, and keeping it keto. Keto, what did I say? All right, this right here is called pressed tofu or pressed soybean cake. It is the firmest of the firm tofus, very low moisture, really fun texture. Here is what it looks like. Very, very firm. Kind of almost reminds me of feta cheese or something like that. Okay, so you can find that at your Asian grocery store. What else? Oh, this right here is dried shrimp. You can find this at my Amazon storefront under Asian ingredients if you are having a hard time looking for it. Oh, here's what the shrimp look like. Dry little shrimp. They provide tons of umami. You cannot replace this ingredient with fresh shrimp. This just takes on an incredibly different flavor and it just gives you really salty, umami-filled bursts of flavor throughout your meal. Okay. What's next? Boy, I'm making a mess. Okay, this right here is tamarind or tamarind concentrate, sometimes is what it says. This one says concentrate cooking tamarind, which doesn't really make a lot of sense, but that's okay. So tamarind is a fruit, looks like that. Inside of that is a sticky fruit with seeds. And so what they do with that fruit is they mix it with water, hot water, loosen it up, and then they take the seeds out. You can make your own tamarind concentrate, or you can just buy it like this. Brings a really fun tartness to the dish. Today we are going to be using healthy noodle from Costco. I haven't used it in this dish yet. I've made pad thai several times, many times now, but haven't used this. We'll see how it works. I'm feeling like it might be a little bit soft for this application, but we're gonna roll with it, and eventually we'll find the perfect noodle for this, I'm sure. So many great companies doing great things, making really lovely products for us. Anywho, here we go with that. And then, oh, you can find this in the refrigerated section at Costco, by the way. This right here, if you follow me on Instagram, whoa! Don't know what happened. Well, okay, having issues. It's okay, I can just go down here. It's fine, it's fine. If you follow me on Instagram, you can find me at jihaekwan_. You'll know that I had to make this myself. This is called chai po. It is preserved salted radish. They have two versions of this, a salted and sweet kind. And for pad thai, you are going to want the sweet. But obviously we don't want to buy the sweet one because that's going to be full of all those terrible sugars. So what I did was took the salty chai po. I wish I had the bag. I'm sorry, I don't have that anymore. But the salty chai po, I washed it out a few times, and then I just put it in this jar with tons of Lakanto. I use classic, but I don't think it really matters. Okay, so chai po, we got that. Got our we're gonna be using mung bean sprouts. I'm sure you guys have seen this before. It's that vegetable that you get on the side when you eat pho. And then the last thing that no, maybe two more things. This is garlic chives. Mine's starting to look a little sad, but that's okay. We're gonna pick through them and find only the good ones. Garlic chives. If you are unable to find garlic chives, then you can go ahead and use green onion, maybe a little less than I do, and maybe cut them more thinly because you don't want huge bites of pungent green onion. This is a much more milder pungency. It's a milder level of pungent than green onion. So that's gonna be really nice, freshen things up. Okay, very last one is fish sauce. Love this ingredient. If you haven't fallen in love with, what are you doing? Get yourself a bottle. It's just, it's an essential. It's an essential to Thai cuisine, Vietnamese cuisine. I'm pretty sure Laotian, Cambodian, which are also really incredible cuisines that I've really grown to love. Anyhow, fish sauce. Okay, I think that's it. Let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do for the garlic chives is get rid of maybe about two inches at the bottom. That's really tough. I'm just gonna throw those away. We have no need for them. Give them a smell so you can familiarize yourself with how it's supposed to smell. You know, learn the essence of this specific vegetable on its own. Man, even if you wanna just try one. Okay, so anyway, right now I'm getting rid of the ugly ones because I've had this for a little while, quarantine things. I try to shop it, you know, do big shops all at once, and then I don't use them right away, of course, and so that happens. So just getting rid of these guys, and then we'll give them a good wash. Okay. All right, so we have our garlic chives all nice and clean. I'm gonna take a handful and put them to the side because in Thailand, when they serve pad thai, they'll have a few stems, sprigs, you know what I mean, of these on the side of your plate so that you could take a break from eating the heavier, delicious fried noodles with something kind of fresh and just munch on them. I actually quite love these. So I'm gonna put these guys to the side. And I'm gonna say I have about, I don't know, 30 garlic chives or so. I'll cut them into 2 inches. Yeah, sure. About as long as my thumb. Cool, that was actually almost exact. And we'll put that in a bowl. Yay! And we're gonna put that in the same bowl as the bean sprouts, because they're gonna go in around the same time. All right, now we're going to take our pressed tofu, cut them into small slices. I'm gonna cut it into thirds this way. And then let's go and have first. I guess we didn't need to do that. How thick is this? Let's say they're pretty thin. Maybe like 1 centimeter thick. Ooh, these are a little bit bigger than I remember cutting them. Maybe I could have done it smaller. Maybe 4/4. That's okay. I haven't made this in a while. It's still gonna be good. Yeah, and I totally just took a piece and put it in my mouth. I like to do that a lot. One, because I like to eat, but also I feel like you really have to taste the ingredient on its own to understand how it can be used in different applications, right? Not texture. Like I'm pressing it pretty hard. It takes a while before it breaks. All right, put that in a bowl. Man, should I cut these in half? You know what? I'm gonna be crazy and I'm gonna cut each one of these in half because I like them that big. So cut them into 4 and then 1 centimeter pieces. I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna make you watch me do that. That's really tedious, but I'll do a couple more. Sorry, guys. Okay. Sure. Small pieces. This next ingredient is dried shrimp. Oh my God. This is gonna give you a little bit of funk, but tons of umami. Try it by itself. It's like intense shrimp flavor. Concentrated. So good. I'm gonna chop it up a little bit. It's very satisfying. Crunches. All right. Gonna go in the same bowl with our pressed tofu. And I used about 1/3 of a cup. Next thing is some shallot. Look how pretty that is. This is pretty small, guys, so I think I'm gonna use another one. A shallot, if you're not familiar, it's kind of like a more intense, concentrated onion flavor, kind of garlicky as well. Really nice, used very often in Thai cuisine, Southeast Asian cuisine. Look how pretty it is. All purple. Probably has that science good stuff that purple vegetables tend to have. All right. All right, let's get rid of that. I got too impatient. Okay. Give it a nice chop. I'm gonna give it a couple slices down this way. Cool. And do that to the other half, of course, and then to one more shallot. When you're picking shallots, though, remember to, you know, give them a good look to make sure you don't see any gray dust on it. That gray dust means there's probably mold underneath. So, yeah, give it a good look. And this knife, a lot of people ask me about this knife. It's a Sakai Takayuki. And my dear friends Alexis and Sean gifted it to me. I'm so lucky. It's a wonderful knife. I really love it. And you can find it in my Amazon storefront as well if you need it. I do think I am a minimalist, I think. I try very hard not to bring things into my life unless it's going to bring me just utter joy. I'm not perfect yet, but I've practiced that muscle for a while now. And I do think that if you're going to invest in one thing in the kitchen, it is a good knife and a cutting board, a wooden cutting board, a nice thick wooden cutting board. So I would highly recommend this. German and Japanese is typically, you know, known for having really high quality knives. I also have a German knife, but which is in really sad condition because I haven't gotten it sharpened ever, but it's a good knife. It just needs to be sharpened, and it's by Zwilling. Yeah, really good knife as well. Also on my Amazon storefront if you are interested. No pressure ever. By the way, you can see the separation in there. Sometimes people ask me when I say one shallot, do I mean like one of those pieces? No, I just mean one in an entire, you know, one entire shallot. Okay, I'm gonna chop this one just like I did the other one. I will be back. See ya! This lighting is not great. Dang. Whoa! My bad. Sorry. Whoa! Oh my God. Oh my God. So here I have 10 cloves of garlic. I am someone who reads, 3 cloves of garlic as 10 in a recipe. So you don't have to readjust unless you're nuts and you want to, do whatever you want. Measure garlic with your heart, always. Right, Sam? Sam knows what's up. Anywho, just smash in, then chop in all this garlic. If I'm gonna be working with a lot of vegetables, I like to do garlic last because it tends to leave the board sticky and that kind of bothers me. Cool. Putting that in the bowl with all the rest of my little bits. Oh my God, I'm getting so excited. It has been a while. Comment down below if you love pad thai. Oh my God. Alrighty. Going in my bowl with tofu, shallots, dried shrimp. Now garlic. God, you just know it's gonna be good. There's so much good stuff in here already. And then next thing we're going to work with is our sweet chai po. I actually haven't even tasted it yet. So let me wash my hands and let's give it a try. It is intensely salty, intensely sweet. Dig in a little bit. So the process of making this traditionally, not this kind, but just preserved radish, is they dry it and then salt it, right? Ladies and gentlemen, we have chai po. Chai po wan. Wan means sweet. Or candy. Yeah, in Thai. Okay. Much of this we use. It's quite a bit of it. Maybe like half a cup or so. We'll give it a few rough chops. It's going to give us a fun textural component because when you dry radish and salt radish, you get a really interesting texture. It's just radish. And it was just the process that made it so unique. Okay. I think maybe I washed out too much of the salt. That's okay. Should I add a little salt to that? Nah, it's fine. Okay. Hot wax peanuts going in. Give them a toast. Get a little darker. By the way, after they get a little darker, don't taste one of these. They actually turn into hot little bombs. So you put it in your mouth, you're gonna burn your mouth. So just chill. I know I always taste my food, but yeah, these are not fun. Okay. Yummy. It's so different after you toast them. I'm just gonna let them toast a little bit more, but off the heat because it's fiery red and it's unnecessary. They're just little peanuts. They're just cute little peanuts. Don't need all that, but yeah, we got a little color. A little darker than I'd hope, but that's okay. I'm gonna take them off. I need 2 hands, BRB. So I took my peanuts and I put them on my cutting board, letting them cool before I chop them up. And now I'm going to just peel my shrimp. I'm sure you know how to do that. But I am going to peel them and save these guys because these make gorgeous stock. Just $1 million stock. So make sure to put these in a Ziploc bag and throw them in your freezers for when you need a little shrimpy flavor in your life, which is like all the time. So shoot, do I do this for the gram or for us? Or let's do a compromise. So Tote really hates peeling off the shrimp while he's eating, or like the tail of the shrimp, but aesthetically the tail looks nice. So I'm gonna actually take them off of most of them, and then maybe I'll leave a few on and we'll put those on top for the gram. Things you do. All right, so I'm going to do the rest of these. By the way, if you're ever filming and cooking and your hands are dirty like mine and you need to hit that button, I always take the knuckle because the knuckle's clean. So I'll see you later. Bye. Just getting buttons down here. We're just going to chop up these peanuts roughly. Alternatively, if you have a mortar and pestle, you can definitely do that. Yeah, since I don't want to cut more or wash more dishes, I'm just going to chop it up. Not too small. We want to be able to feel their texture, get little bits of nuttiness throughout the dish. Yes, this dish is wild. There are so many components. But it is so worth it. That's why it's the most famous dish. And if you haven't had it yet, I need you to try it because, I don't know, I feel like when I first had Thai food and then I don't know, I just feel like my world changed so much once I learned to appreciate it. Anyhow, okay, I'll put that to the side. Hey, you like that little intro? Okay, so pad thai is quite heavy. There are things to offset that heaviness: the garlic chives, the bean sprouts, and then lime. Pad thai is always served with a little squeeze of lime. What is it? A little piece of lime on the side, and that'll just brighten everything up and really balance it out beautifully. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, and you've been watching my stories, then you know how to cut a lime Thai style or Vietnamese style or Southeast Asian style, but I'll show you here. So I don't know if this part's it, but I always like to roll it to get as much juice out of them as possible. Something else I've noticed is it seems like the prettier the lime are, the more Instagrammable they are, the less juice they have inside. I find like these really kind of smooth ones tend to be more juicy. Just something I noticed. Okay, so what you're going to do is cut the lime off center. So we miss that dry core, right? And this is going to produce so much juice later. You shall. Maybe I'll give a shot of that. And then the next piece is going to be like so. Again, missing that core, right? Juicy, juicy. And now we're going to cut at about a 45-degree angle and cut out that middle bit all together. That way we have really squeezable, juicy slices of lime. Cool. All right, we're almost done. There's a lot of parts to this, isn't there? Time for the sauce. I'm gonna be using La Canto Golden. You can use classic too, but I think, oh, it's smoky. The golden has a little closer taste to the traditional palm sugar. And I use about half a cup here. Whoa! I probably should have said this at the beginning, but it's for about 3-ish servings, I feel like. Oh, little tip. If you are going to be using the same measuring cup for a couple different things, then use it with your dry stuff first. Because if we did the tamarind first, if we're about to, Another half a cup of tamarind. Can you imagine, like, now putting sugar in there and then dumping that in there? Wouldn't be so great. Okay, and then we're gonna do about a quarter cup of fish sauce. I'd say any kind is fine. Avoid anything in a plastic bottle. Not the highest quality typically. Alrighty. Okay, in that goes. Let's give it a mix. And give it all a good mix. Who am I? I haven't watched this stuff in a while, but hello. Anywho, give it a good mix. You can heat this up in the over the stove. I'm going to do it in the microwave and taste it. It's tart, probably leads with tart. Has some umami from the fish sauce, slightly salty, also from the fish sauce, and sweet. Cool. And put it in the microwave. Maybe like 40 seconds or so. A little bit bummed. I really wanted to use my gas stove with this wok because for this we really want a high heat. So if you can, if you have a choice, please use, a gas stove so you can get those flames, get some nice char on these things. But I'll be using my flat top stove, unfortunately. But that's okay. We're gonna make it work. So the order of things, because we have quite a few things here. We're gonna go with the shrimp first. If you decide to use other protein, that's fine. Go ahead and do that first. This bowl with all of our little bits that are gonna make this just so magical. A lot of times at Thai restaurants in America, you're not gonna get the dried shrimp, the chai powan, or the pressed tofu. There's only one place in Portland that has served it to me, and it's not even on the menu. You have to ask for, Thai style pad Thai, or maybe that was authentic pad Thai, and it was at Ban Thai at Portland State University campus, but they're no longer there, unfortunately. I can't believe that. Anyway, then noodles, sauce, eggs, and then all of our fresh veg and our garnishes and things like that. So I'm gonna move all this stuff back to our flat top stove. I'll see you guys there. Bye. All right, let's get started with a neutral oil. Oh, there is nothing in there. Okay, let's get out my Costco jug. All right. Oh, that might be a little much, but that's okay. We're gonna make it work. All right, oil is nice and hot. We don't want to overcook or crowd the pan. You might want to work in batches. You don't want it to steam. All right. Look at that browning. That is what I'm talking about. And you can't achieve this if your shrimp is wet. I'm gonna do it to the rest of my shrimp. I'm gonna do it in batches because it's gonna make a difference. All right, cool. Get that out. Yup. Oh, yup. Oh, it smells so good. So in here now we have that gorgeously, flavored shrimp oil. I actually remembered I have this oil, which is left over from me making crispy shallots. So I'm gonna add a little bit more of that. And I forgot to mention that for this dish, you don't want to cook it all, like you don't want to cook 3 servings all at once. So I'm putting about, oh that smells so good, 1/3 of all my ingredients in here. And we'll go from there. So, bring it down a little bit. You see that color already developing on that tofu? Maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. Oh my god. And this is, you know, a little bit more oil. Let the tofu make contact with the pan for a little bit before we toss it so it can have some time to develop that browning. We love browning. Okay. I don't know, what was that? 15 seconds or so. Cool. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Let's go in with about 1/3 of our noodles. A 1/3 of a cup of our sauce. We're gonna put in some eggies. Got a nice big yolk on one side of our pan. Let it cook a little bit, let it set. Break these guys. Guys see? I think you can. Let it set and help it along. Take the noodles, place it on top so that the eggs have something to hang on to. You know what I'm saying? OMG, I'm getting very, very excited. All right. A little bit more time before we just go crazy. I like that there's bits of yellow and white from the egg. Let's throw some of our shrimpies without tails back in there. The ones with the tails will be for the gram. You're going to place them on top so they look nice. Oh my god. Oh my god. Now we're going to throw in a big handful of these bean sprouts. Big handful of our garlic chives and some of this peanut. I'll say maybe 2 tablespoons or so. Oh, you see that? Kind of got toasty on the pan. By the way, I just turned off my heat before I put my shrimp in. Ouch. OMG, this looks so legit. This looks so crazy legit. Wow. Wow. I don't know if you can see my face. Wow. I'm so happy. Y'all. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Time to play. Yay! Oh my god. Okay, top it with a little bit more peanuts. The side of extra bean sprouts. Some more chives. I didn't really think out how I'm gonna plate this yet. Of course, our squeeze of lime. Woo! Yes! Here it is, you guys. Oh my god. Takes me right back to when I was in Thailand. Ah, so good. I am obsessed. I hope you guys are able to give this a try. It is truly something special and very different than what you might typically find at a Thai restaurant here in America. So I really hope you guys ate something delicious today, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye. Bye bye. Okay, so here it is. I am going to be using a fork and a spoon because that's how they eat it in Thailand, with a fork and a spoon. You'll only see chopsticks being used for noodle soups, but even then it's pretty rare. Tote's cousins who showed me around Thailand, one of them, maybe both of them, but at least one of them didn't feel comfortable using chopsticks. So that's how much they don't use chopsticks. So I don't remember which hand the spoon is supposed to go into, but the fork is used to push things onto your spoon. So good. Oh my god. It's so good. Tote's over here nodding. Oh, I like that. Try to brighten it up with a little lime. Take a break from all that. Chew on this. It's like so pleasantly, mildly pungent. All right.